It's been days now, and Kamala Harris is still trying to attack Trump because he showed up to a memorial service for the 13 service members who were killed in Afghanistan during the botched withdrawal because of the failures of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And I can't help but look at this and just think the audacity of this woman who was invited to show up to this memorial service, and she blew the families off. Biden decided it was more important to go lay on the beach. They didn't show up for these families at all, even though it was their duty, it was their job to literally do so. So Trump had to show up at the request of all of the families who were there. And, it would have been best for Kamala to just try to ignore this and to just move along, but she keeps trying to use it as an opportunity to attack Trump, and it is epically backfiring in her face right now as we speak. At the time of this recording, at least by the time you watch it, it won't be as fresh, but right now, as we speak, Donald Trump is absolutely dragging Kamala over on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Go follow me over there if you have not already. But Donald Trump is dragging her, destroying her, roasting her for attacking him over this situation. He has posted several clips from the families of these soldiers who were killed, and they are all trashing Kamala and letting her know that they wanted Donald Trump to be there. I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of the clips. I can't play all of them because then this video will be over an hour long, but I'm going to play a couple of clips and then I'll be right back with more.
Kamala, your statement is nothing more than a political spin to help you look better in your presidential campaign against Donald Trump. You have never walked a single day in our shoes. Our kids were murdered because of your administration, and you are partly to blame for that as well. What happened at Arlington was President Trump was invited by those families who have their soldiers buried at Arlington. They were invited there as a friend, as somebody who has taken the time numerous times on numerous occasions to hear our stories, to speak our kids' names, and to help us get some accountability from your administration, because in over 3 years, we have gotten nothing but more and more lies. Just like your statement, more and more spun lies and cover-ups to make you and your administration look good. But there is one thing that you said in your statement that was true. No one should be running for president if they cannot honor military members, their families, as well as veterans. So I guess that means that you should step down, Kamala.
Vice President Harris, my name is Steve Nakui. I'm the father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nakui. And your administration killed my son, deliberately in exchange for political theatrics so you could have a final day of the evacuation coincide with September 11th. Ignoring the advice of your generals, the Doha Agreement, and countless other veterans and members of Congress. Denying the safety of the Afghans and the servicemen and women. Your choice to play politics in 2021 killed 170 Afghans, 13 U.S. service members, and wounded 45 of our service members, as well as countless Afghans. You were not at Dover for the dignified transfer. At no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service. Not once have you honored him by saying his name, so I said it for you. You have disparaged all 13 who have lost their lives as well as their families, exhibiting your lack of gratitude by your silence. I agree with you on one thing, that a person like you should never and will never stand behind the seal of presidency. You are a DEI vice president. And contrary to our kids, the worst that America has to offer. I will pray for you that God has mercy on your soul.
Good afternoon. My name is Herman Lopez. I'm a Gold Star father. My son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, was a U.S. Marine killed in action on August 26, 2021. This message is intended for Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm not a person who usually takes to social media, but earlier today, your post regarding the incident at Arlington National Cemetery was brought to my attention. After reading it, it caused a reaction with me. You indicated in your post that you support the military and military families. I, for one, have not seen that support. It's been 3 years since my son was killed in action, and myself, my family, and other Gold Star families have not seen any support from you or your administration. You may make hollow promises about the economy or anything else you would like to make promises about. But one thing that I ask of you, and the reason I'm making this message, is for you to stop making comments about your support for the military. As a Gold Star father, I know that you have not supported us. I know that you have not supported other Gold Star families. Please stop making these types of comments because that support has not been demonstrated. Your words are hollow and empty. My other request is that for the American public to know that these messages, these promises from Kamala Harris, especially in regard to supporting the military and our military families, are false and baseless. They have not been proven, and she has not earned our respect. Thank you very much.
So like I said, Kamala was better off not saying anything about this situation at all. But she can't help herself. Her campaign can't help themselves. The Democrats can't help themselves. They just gotta attack Trump every chance they get, even when the attacks backfire and blow up in their face. And that's what's happening right now as we speak. And I'm sorry, but I think this goes beyond politics. I think it's disgusting for her to double down on these attacks, even though the families have voiced that they don't want this, okay? Joe Biden, Kamala, they don't even acknowledge the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. In fact, they act like everything went splendidly, even though all of these soldiers died. So the only time that Kamala is even acknowledging these soldiers is by using them and trying to weaponize them in a way to attack Trump. And I think that's totally disrespectful. Just leave the soldiers out of it. Donald Trump didn't use this as an excuse to attack Kamala. He didn't use this as an excuse to attack Biden. He just showed up. Showed up in the way that Biden and Kamala were supposed to. So, yeah, I think it goes beyond politics. I think it's absolutely disgusting that she's trying to weaponize this situation, even though the families have stated time and time again, they've had to do interviews, they've had to release statements, they've had to release videos, basically fighting the mainstream media because the mainstream media is lying, acting as if these people are upset that Trump was there when they were the ones that personally invited him. So not only did they lose their kids, now they have to fight the mainstream media who is throwing lies on their family. It's just absolutely wild and completely freaking disgusting. And, oh man, you know, I understand that, like I said, this is politics. I understand the game of politics. I understand that dirt and mud gets flung around in different directions, but some things should be left out of it. And if these families have already expressed that they don't want Kamala speaking on their kids and bringing their kids up in an attack on Trump, then she should respect that. Go attack him about everything else like you always do. Leave these families out of it. But for now, I want you all to let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.